So I wanted to make a quick guide for Hydrapple because there's a little bit of a drought, and I promised it to the Tournament of Doom for not being able to stream on Friday. I was gonna do this anyway, but so this is the deck that I got top 16 with. This deck has a lot of potential with it, and it's actually really good. The damage potential is probably the best thing about this deck. I mean, being able to do 510 damage just like that. Honestly, I think it might be a better partner than R.E.D in some ways. Definitely, right? Like, it's probably a better partner than R.E.D in my opinion. Like, I'd much rather play this over R.E.D. This deck is really focused on getting Hydrapple set up and just kind of having Ogerpon as like a ideal backup situation in case Hydrapple dies. But most games are gonna really just end with Hydrapple because of one, how much damage it does, and two, its HP being 330, which is not really easy to kill for a lot of decks, actually. You know, with exceptions of like Raging Bolt and stuff. Over on some special things about my list, I am running a Festival Lead engine or set. This really helps against some of the first prize matchups, mainly Festival Lead, which we get to mirror, and against Crustle, who we have a lot more options with Dipplin being able to do 200 damage, and which comboed with Meganium is like super good. It's really been able to finish me a lot of games against that deck. It actually makes the matchup pretty free, to be honest. Meganium in general makes it kind of free, but like it's made my matchup against Trussell so much more easier. And it's a good first prizer to just kill like a lot of the dark types in the meta, which you're going to be doing anyway, obviously. I also use the... Oh, oops, I got rid of it. I don't know how I got rid of it. Let me get it back. I use the Dipplin from Prague. I don't really have a reason for having it, for playing it. Honestly, it's just 90 HP good. This Dipplin is probably better because I have seen this Dipplin played also. Put an energy attached to Pokemon to your hand. Pretty good. I mean, the loop is pretty good. But honestly, I guess it's just kind of vibes. I mean, this art is kind of better, so I mean, arguably this has better vibes than this Dipplin over here. But I guess you can have the chance that your opponent only plays basics, and now you've basically won the entire game. Like Clefairy Ogerpon, for example. You can pretty much automatically win against them if they don't play any stage 1s, which they don't really, except for Lopunny. If they play Lopunny, then like, well, I mean, it kind of, if it forces them to play Lopunny, then you kind of win anyway, because you get 3 prizes for that, if you can set up a Hydrapple on the back. Other than that, well, there is the Morty's Conviction also. Not every list plays Morty Conviction. I keep it in here because this deck kind of needs it, kind of needs to draw. I would say one thing that I do not like about this list is energy recovery. We only play Lana's Aid, and we only play one Night Stretcher. Well, really, recovery in general is kind of lacking. there can be a lot of situations where it's like you don't have what you need because you cannot get off Alana's aid or you cannot get it off a Night Stretcher. I'd honestly get rid of Briar because Briar doesn't do too much and get a Night Stretcher or Alana's aid, in my opinion. You probably want to keep the Briar because it makes it so if your opponent gets 2 prizes first, it's not already over. Most Terra decks want to run Briar because of this. And you can search it off Meowth. But that's really just how I feel. Other than that, that's pretty much all about the list. Everything else is pretty simple. Pretty straightforward. Now I'm going to be talking about how you're supposed to set this up. We're going to go into a playtest for this. So we're going to start a game, and really we're going to just kind of ignore the prize cards here, and we're just going to be really talking about like what you want to try and get. So there are a lot of like, I guess we can call them variations. So normally you want to have table. A Teal Massigarpon, an Applin, and a Chikorita. If you have these 3, you're already pretty good in most cases. But some things might change, like if you put down a Meowth here, then you're left with 2 spaces instead of 3. That's what I mean, right? There are kind of a lot of things that can change depending on what choices you're gonna make. So this is like the basics, but if you're worried about Applin or Chikorita dying, then you could obviously play more if you're available. So we only play 2. I think the other one's prized. Yeah. So yeah, in this case we can't bench it. And then we just play Ogerpon and probably Meowth as our 5th. Or 3 Ogerpon. 3 Ogerpon could end up working. Sometimes you might actually be able to get the Chikorita. I'm gonna take this. You could have 2 Chikorita, so your Chikoritas are super protected, but not your Applin. Having 1 Applin is totally fine. Unless it gets KO'd. But, I mean, you can always just get it back, really, with Force of Vitality. So don't feel too threatened about, like, not having a certain setup at a certain time. As long as you have, like, you know, your basics, your Chikorita, your Applin with you, it's probably gonna be... It's probably gonna just be alright most of the time, every time. Ideally, you probably actually want to just have 3 Ogerpons. You want to be confident in yourself to have 1 Chikorita, 2 Applins, and then 3 Ogerpons. And the reason 3 Ogerpons is really good instead of 2 is because, well, you kind of need the damage. You could possibly run, like, really 2, and then just have, like, but again, the thing about running 2 Chikorita is that it's kind of unnecessary with Force of Vitality that you're probably going to have for the entire game, considering your opponent, most opponents are not able to really bump stadiums. So it's kind of a waste of space that can lose you out on a bunch of damage potential. There are a lot of situations where it's like, you want to have that draw 3 to give yourself that edge. Fuse hop. Like this. I don't get a grass energy here, but if I did get a grass energy here, and well, bug catching set. View top 7. Okay, well, yeah, just take it out of the deck. Setups like this are like really strong. So I wouldn't be too scared about only having one Chikorita or one Applin. But, like, yeah, ideally you probably want to have like 2 Applin and 3 Ogerpon, or 2 Chikorita, 2 Applin, and 2 Ogerpon. Or, there's another factor to this. If you decide to play Budew, for whatever reason, most of the time, I mean, like, yeah, a lot of times, Budew is overpowered, then, yeah, that limits you even further. You probably want to not play an Ogerpon, and decide to play an Applin instead. So, yeah, you can do a lot of things, but if you need to just know the straight basics, like, what do I basically need to do? I would say, do you have an Applin? Do you have an Ogerpon? Do you have a Chikorita? If so, then yeah, you're good. You're good. That's pretty much the setup I end up with, like, in most of my games. So, as long as you have that, you're probably going to be set for the entire rest of the game, to be honest. It's really this Force of Vitality that's carrying you here, honestly, because the Force of Vitality is such a strong option, or like strong stadium, that really just makes you more flexible than other decks, where if you were playing like without Force of Vitality, and you were like trying to run Rare Candy, and you got your Diplin lost early, that would actually be super bad. But since we are so flexible with Force of Vitality, it doesn't really matter if we only have one copy. It's better if we have 2, again, for the Applins, but really, as long as you have Applin, Ogerpon, and Chikorita, you are pretty much always good. You know, with Force of Vitality. Force of Vitality, Applin, Ogerpon, and Chikorita, you're always good. Now, we're gonna get into the good part. I played 2 games here, and we're gonna just see how the deck plays, or how I play the deck. My first match is gonna be against Hydrapple, and my second is going to be against Greninja. 2 50-50 matchups. Pretty equal matchups. Alright, see ya. Oh, wow, nice hand. Imagine your opponent seeing that. Are we going first or second? Oh, okay, yeah, we're going second. Lucky me! I can start buttering my opponent immediately. Crispin and Judge? I don't know what he has. Those 2 cards are pretty good, so must have a pretty good hand starting this off. I realize that we're actually kind of broken here. We can't really do much of anything except for, like, draw. Hopefully we can get a Louis determination next turn and we can, like, try and cook something up. Okay, we have grass energy. Let's see. Bug catching set? That gives me a chance. Applin and grass energy. That means I can attack. I'm not sure if you would want to, though. I mean, considering, like, the current setup right now, it's, not looking like a good idea. Because if they attack with Dragapult, I'm, like, in huge trouble. Itchy Pollen. Well, I mean, I guess if he has 2 Dragapults. You forgot to use the ability, though. Louis' determination is good. Yeah, was it? Yeah. What messed him up there was putting the Dragapult on here instead of on the bench, which... I mean, alright. Yeah, I got my Louis determination. It definitely would have been better for my opponent if he did not mess that up, but... that's not ridiculously behind. Oh, wait, yeah, my bad. Accidental. I'll get rid of Briar, and I guess I could play Morty's Conviction next turn instead of Louis. No, that's way too niche. I need to go Meganium. Do I actually get the KO here? No, I only do 240 damage. Do I just say better than nothing, or... Well, yeah, no, that's very scary, because that allows my opponent to take the KO next turn. I can't let him do that. There's a real question on if I want a Louis Determination next turn, or if I want to Dawn. I'm probably forced to Louis Determination instead of Dawn, because I have no grass energy. If I can draw into grass energy, then I could just get a Hydrapple online, and then I could... But even then, I wouldn't be able to one-hit KO, so it's probably gonna have to be the... Yeah. And plus, yeah, this Applin's gonna die here. My opponent's gonna be taking 2 prizes. We still got a game to play, but it's gonna be a bit difficult to piece together. Okay, so this turn we need to pick things up, and if we don't, then we're probably just gonna have to concede. Because yeah, we probably don't have anything to actually work with here. It's really important for a lot of Ogre-Pond Meganium decks to have good starting hands. So yeah, this isn't an unexpected result. Yeah. I can kind of work with this. Yeah, I do enough damage to get the KO here. I can't place the Alplin. That would result in game. So my opponent will be getting 2 prizes next turn, but that does leave me some room in order to get a KO. And then if they can't get 2 prizes, well, it's actually really just down to bot, but it's not Lana-Zatable, so we can't just, yeah, because we didn't get rid of a Diplin any time, so It's really just gonna have to be that we take the 200, and then we KO with Hydrapple, and then we see if they have bot. It'd be a close game, though. That's what I want. I want a close game, at least. We don't want to, like... we don't want it to be, like, absolutely trashed on. Like, we want to see a world in which we actually could have won this. Why do they play that? Yeah, why do they play the psychic energy here? To search for more Monkey Dories? Is my opponent secretly supposed to be playing Hydrapple Dust Noir, but just kind of figured not playing the Dust Noir the entire game? What is that for? He must just be flexing his psychic energy. There is no good use of that in this entire deck. Okay, so yeah, we do have a turn to buy. We can push. Yeah, we definitely can push. Light up Meganium. Diplin. Go into Hydrapple here. And then we have to make another choice. It's either Lana's Aid for 3 energies. Probably not. Let me retreat out of here first to, like, see the math. It'd be 90. If we got 3, we could use the ability once and then attach once. I don't think that's enough. Ogre Pawn. I'll see if I need another Ogre Pawn or not. Okay, we just get to have the Lana's Aid. Wow. I mean, just luck. Just luck over luck over luck over luck. Yeah, that was an insane combo. Ogre Pawn absolutely carrying. I think it's just boss Dragapult win though. Yeah, Meow settles it. That's it. GG's. I mean, we had a bad start, and we were able to, make it 2-1. So, yeah, 2-1. Oh, there is some interesting dot here. He discards a lot of his stuff. So is he also looking for Night Stretcher? That'd be a thought. Because decks don't really play 3 Dragapult, they only really play 2. Well, no, they do play 3, right? Why would you only play 2? That's so prize risky. Imagine if you prize one of your Dragapults, you just lose? They're definitely trolling right now. They're definitely just trying to get a big hand. What's the hold up? Wait, you're attaching a dark energy? What are we doing? We are trolling. Oh no, we actually do not have it here. What's with that? Okay, we're stalling a turn then. I have Meowth in deck, right? So I just win? Okay then? I mean, that's not how I would really want this game to end. I mean, yeah, we just top deck it. God Loki said, God Loki said, just take this. Yeah. It was good work. It was good work. It just couldn't get the right things. Yeah, that was definitely supposed to be his game. That was definitely supposed to be his game. It's just the mistake that he made, putting the Dragapult in the active, just... Because if he had those early prizes for him, I don't think any of this would have been a problem. So it's just a chain of mistakes, really. Going into like a very unlucky draw. A very good first game. Very close to. That was definitely supposed to be his. The ninja. Okay. This is a pretty equal matchup, so yeah. This time we have a pretty good hand. And 2 cards. But we're going first or second? We're going second. Okay. Okay, I think I'll start this off with bug catching set. Meganium, grass. I'm afraid of rare candy, so I'm gonna play some Burst Vitality, and then I'm gonna get rid of Meganium and Chikorita, and get a Budew. pretty much just doing combo stuff right now. Yeah, we don't have Meganium. So we're pretty much just gonna have to operate without it for a little bit. That's fine. I can just set up I could set up a Hydrapple without it. Gonna make things a little difficult, but I probably should have chosen a different card, but I didn't know that it was that the second Meganium was prized, so I can't really fault myself. There's probably a better choice though. I guess this is also a good showcase for the Greninja deck, because I've been kind of scared of playing Greninja, because I don't know how to play Greninja, really. Oh, okay, so we'll just be able to... So it's gonna be nice for me to see how it runs, at least. At least for me. I actually have somebody in the Discord that's also actually a Greninja player, so... Actually, hold up. I'll take the slow evolution, but yeah, I want to get aggressive over my opponent here. So now he has to lose something. He decides it's a Snorunt. So yeah, I'll be taking 2 prizes immediately. Maybe Hydrapple would be the better option here, because what might happen is that my opponent gets like a water energy somehow, and also gets like a way to get his second attack off and kill both Diplets, which would mean I'd have to attack with Ogre Pun for a while, because I don't have what I need to. I don't have the tree. Otherwise, I'm not punished for this way. In fact, I'm actually rewarded for it. Yeah, how the attack works is that he needs to get a water energy first, so he's not attacking. See, what he just did there was a mistake, because he can't attach water energy in any way. He's not playing a Baxcalibur deck. It wouldn't even apply to Baxcalibur. Yeah, so he has to retreat. That was odd. You know, yeah, come here. Well, I don't even think I don't even think that's necessary, but you know, yeah, we'll just do it anyway, I guess. Um, just in case, I'll put an energy onto the Hydrapple. Wait, I should have just done that automatically. Like, without having, like, just by using the ability, but it's fine. I don't want to discard Lana's Aid. I'll discard Ultra Ball and Bayleaf. So 510 damage. Is he gonna try and attacking with Mega Frostlass? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25? I think he's just gonna boss Meganium. Because otherwise that does nothing. Oh, well, he can use the Dusclops to go 300? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 300. Oh, if he can go into Dust Noir, then yeah. Then yeah, he can get the Hydrapple KO. I'm supposed to think that's what he's going for. Yeah. Rare Candy into a Greninja. I was looking for Rare Candy into Dust Noir. Why would he spend that Rare Candy there? Okay, so yes, he is going to do the Curse Blast play, but now it's kind of void, because he just gets one prize card. And gets to do 300 damage. Oh, is he gonna kill himself? No, it's not suicide. He's not gonna commit suicide. Okay. Yeah, it's a concession. Solid concession.